Let's get right into it, and let's talk about Bel-Air, which recently premiered, and it's already being so well received. This is your first acting role, and you play the lead character, Will. Now, let's keep it real. Were you nervous at all about stepping into such a big role?
Yo, I was. You know, a lot of people don't know I was like steamrolled throughout this whole process. So after I booked the role, 2 days later, I was out in LA doing fittings and camera tests in front of a 30-person camera crew. And that was my first time doing any of that. So I was definitely a little culture shocked for sure. But, you know, Morgan Cooper had a really great talk with me. And he was like, remember the first time I met you, I knew it was you. And so I definitely had to lean on the fact that they chose me for me and just bring myself to the role.
I love that. Speaking of that, I'm just saying, it's a wildly coincidence that your actual last name is Banks.
Okay.
Hillary Banks, Ashley Banks. That is wild. Also, Jabari, we hear that someone close to you is responsible for you going on the audition. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so my dad actually sent me this article, and he was like, yo, you should really audition because I think you'd be perfect for Will. And I was like, yeah, thanks, Dad. I'm going to just call up Peacock, and I'm going to tell him, you know, hey, I want to audition. Y'all should let me.
Yeah.
No, but actually, a month later, my manager sent me the call, and I knew it was me immediately. I knew I was right for the part. I just had to prove it to everybody else. But I want to tell you all about another strange coincidence. I actually lived with my Uncle Phil in Philly.
Wow.
Before this. Yeah. Well, his name is James, but we call him Phil because he's from Philly. But yeah.
Wow. Now,
How about
were you surprised that, you know, this story is different from the original, which was actually a comedy?
It's a drama now.
Yeah, I was at first. You know, my friend, he called me and was like, you know, they're doing another Fresh Prince reboot, but it's dark. And I was like, I don't know. And then I saw Morgan Cooper's trailer in 2019, and I was like, oh, I get it.
Yes.
And so I was absolutely on board from that point. And, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that I'm involved in this project, you know, in 2022.
So cool. I love that it's not created exactly. Now you can't even compare them. It's two different things.
Yeah.
But just like Will Smith, you were born and raised in West Philly. What advice has he given you on how to navigate show business?
Oh, yeah. He's given me a lot of advice over these past 6 months.
Tell
It's
us
been
all.
such an eye-opening experience. The biggest thing that, you know, he tells me is that, you know, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs throughout my career. And, you know, don't let the successes get to my head and don't let the failures get to my heart.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's good.
That's one to live by
I can
for
use
sure.
that. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So with that being said, how did you approach this version of the character while still staying true to the essence of the original Will?
Yeah, you know, I just really had to bring myself to the character. You know, I had to lean into the circumstances that are happening in this 16-year-old young man's life. And, you know, there definitely are moments of levity throughout the show. But, you know, the stakes are high. And, you know, you get into one little fight in Philly now, and, you know, there was a gun involved. So, you know, it's the stakes are definitely high.
That's
and so
real.
I had to lean into that.
Yep, that is real. Bel-Air takes a deep dive into the familiar characters that the fans fell in love with in the 90s. And, you know, I don't know if you know it, but I was in it a few times.
The original, the OG.
The OG. But I want to know, how will the message in the series resonate today?
You know, I think we have an amazing responsibility to bring these characters and this story to life for a new generation because, you know, there's a lot of themes from the old show that they really didn't have the opportunity to dive deep into. And the fact that we could bring this back in a different format is going to be super poignant for audiences, new audiences and old audiences.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're really looking to start conversation. And, you know, as soon as I read the pilot script, I knew that this show had something to say.
I love that.
And that's what drew me towards it.
Yeah.
Also, I love Fresh Prince.
I love that.